Call Allah Yahweh by Shem Yahweh by Shem Kapradash. Fellow honors to the elders and apostles, great males and rule well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. We got a couple of news articles to go over on this Monday afternoon, and we'll get a couple of precepts, and that'll be it. Just a checking the climate, in the world right now, with everything that's going on, and how we are moving closer and closer. Like we're not even 2 weeks into the so-called New Year, so everything that we're about to say in this first article is all alleged. Alright? It's alleged. We don't really know. We just know that patterns often do what patterns do. And you can identify who's who by what they do. Okay? Think about Ohio when there's fires. I think it was a train crash and the chemical spill and caused fires. Here in the northern or continental U.S. And the land was deemed uninhabitable, so Big Brother had to come and take it over. What else? Those strange fires in Maui, things like that, brought about by different means. However, seek to steal, kill, and destroy. Okay, enlargeth himself as hell. All right, never keepeth at home. Nigga can't mind and gotta have everything. Keepeth unto him all people. Okay, he want everything. And the last one I'll quote is he come down with great wrath. Right, the devil comes down with great wrath because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And now you are seeing firsthand the true nature of Eve. But it gets worse. It definitely gets worse. Okay, and I think that people still don't get the gist just yet because it's not affecting them as hard as it is everyone else right now. But when it hits here, alright, when all of the continental U.S. population feels that fire, okay, when everybody sees, because they're getting a little bit of it, right, just a little bit, but when it comes full force, then people will understand, alright, even their own, and that's why their tongues are falling upon themselves as we speak, even now. And the main vehicle for that was the Time app, right, which they have pretty much taken over. And if you kind of go through it, your algorithm sucks. Your algorithm from 2022, 23, it ain't the same as it is now. Because they hate truth. They hate anything honest. They hate anything that, you know who they is. They hate anything that shines the light, right, on their darkness. All right, what is that scripture that? Damn, I can't think of it. Come on, man. Let's let this. We're gonna let this play, and then maybe I can try to search for it while it's playing. Right, actually. And hectacre. Okay, before we do, or hectacre, however I want to say that. That is roughly short of 2.5 acres. So when you multiply that, like 15,000 hectares, right? Look at this, man. 12,000. So multiply that by 2.5. What the hell? So 30,000 acres of arable land. Where's Patagonia? Alright, let's look that up before we do it. Okay, look at that. So here's Patagonia, and it's right. Oh, look at that! Look at all this water. So tropical, the fruits and stuff grow along here. Okay, so it borders Chile. Let's see. Oh, damn. What are they famous for? Okay, vast wilderness, region, epic glaciers. Yeah. Diverse wildlife. Look at that. Penguins. Whales. Look at that. Uh, oh, let's see. What type of food? What type of food grows? Like native. No, what grows then? Okay, so lamb, seafood, right? Because you know there's fish and everything, right? Apples, cherries, pears, walnuts, chestnut, trout, mushrooms. Wow, all kind of natural things. Sheep farming, cattle, fishing. Most importantly, lawful fish there. That's correct. Okay. And then we'll get resources. Extensive sheep farming. Okay, for wool, meats. All right. Leading to wool practices. Leading towards a shift towards regenerative practices like silvopasture, combining trees, windbreaks, and livestock to restore the soil. Right. Look at that. And the most important, look at that. Look at that. Huh. By thy sword shalt thou live, right? Sheesh, man. Okay, so let's what did I get? Let's look at this. Look at these fires. Look what's going on here. Goodness. 30-second ad, brother. What's going on here? Alright. So while that ad is rolling, look what else we got here. Alright. Babylon's invasion of Greenland would trigger end of NATO. Alright. Sparks war with Europe. Okay, so look at that, the allies are disintegrating. A house divided cannot stand, right? We can at least get that. Is this going yet? Still not. Where is that at? There, Matthew 12 and 26. Alright, you need another one. How far are we? Oh, Matthew 12 and 26. Straight to the point here. Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And you're witnessing, right? That little season for him is almost over. Alright, so check that out. Look at this here. There's no, I don't think there's a sound. Oh, it is. Okay. And when they're set up here in the mountains like that, it's really hard, especially if I don't know a lot about Argentina, but it's really hard for those helicopters to get up there and kind of put the fires out. I noticed in Arizona that was kind of the same thing, which I'm not sure if the mountains are as high or higher. But you have unstable winds, and it's very difficult for helicopters to fly in double water onto these fires when they spread into mountains like that. It's almost as if somebody, if somebody wanted to deliberately start something, they could easily wipe it out and make it uninhabitable. And then when it's uninhabitable, somebody with with budgets that are bigger than most countries' GDPs, all right, or most countries anything, they can come and do what they do. Uh, how long? When you gonna recompense these folks? That's what we are, and I think that's why we need to see this, because the Lord is looking. He's not that He needs us to say it, but set a mark upon them that sigh and cry, right, for the abominations thereof. And we need to be screaming, how long? Because justice will not prevail. This devil, he holds himself uh, not guilty. All right, Zechariah 11 and 5. We'll do that real quick. And I still can't remember that other one. Basically about, no, sorry. Okay, straight to the point. 11 and 5 or 4. Thus said how my power feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Okay, and you hear, especially if you want to liken this unto something, the Christian church, all right, who people think, all right, especially the so-called black church, who would think that there would be those leaders or their entertainers being the leaders. That's who 2/3 of our people look up to. All right, and even worse, they look to the very system that is meant to keep them at a low level for change, for justice, for a fair shot. When this devil has never been fair, he's never been upright. He is a brute beast. Honor is not in his vocabulary. Fairness is not in his vocabulary. Righteousness is not in his vocabulary. None of these things. They are clean contrary to all of that. And that's why, Malachi tells you they are the border of wickedness. Dang it, where are we at? Yeah, here we go. We'll just read from verse 2. I have loved you, saith Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? And that is why, a lot of us think that, because it just seems like this devil is just gonna be able to keep doing the things that he does over and over and over. But those who hear have the ears to hear the new song, you understand there is an end to this. And it will get very tumultuous, very dangerous, very scary, but there is an end. Right? I have loved you, saith the Lord. I said Yahweh, yet wherein hast thou loved us? Was he not Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated he, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas he saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation with forever. And I don't know if I've ever got border before, but now you know what border means, but still. Ain't no harm in just getting some stuff. Maybe there's something, maybe it's something we may have missed. Territory, right? Border, enclosed within a boundary. They are the nation of the wicked, the nation, a region of wickedness, darkness, right? Now, what's another one we can get as well as in Wisdom of Solomon, I believe. It says clean. I mentioned clean contrary. He is. Is it Wisdom of Solomon or is it Ecclesiastes? It is Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 12. We'll get back to 2nd Ezra 15 because that's a little bit later. What is wrong with my mouse? Maybe dying. Alright. Wisdom of Solomon 2 go to 10. Might need to read up a little bit. Okay, this is here. Yeah. Perfect. That's spirit right there. The point is here, right? But this is the ungodly, all right? And they reason within themselves or with themselves, but not right. All right, our life is short and tedious. All right, the death of a man, there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. All right, and especially they don't have resurrection of life. Okay, but we're gonna scroll a little bit. Whereas, yes, here we go. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place. For this is our portion, and our lot is this. Let us oppress the poor and righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. Let our strength be the law of justice. What did that fool say? One of the, I can't remember the dude's name, but basically he said, we are a superpower and it's about time we start acting like one, right? The mask is off. No more niceties, no more, hey, let's lie about their leader and say these people need democracy, these people need saving. No, we don't care about you. We want to heap it unto us all people. We want to enlarge ourselves as hell, continuously devouring, claiming all that doesn't belong to us. Because we are a cancer. The earth is a living body and we are the cancer. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us without offending the law, and objecteth to our infamy and transgressing of our education. He professeth to have the knowledge of God, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. For his life is not like other men. His ways are of another fashion. And, a deeper dig into that, especially into, our own personal life. When you put on Yahushua, you kill that old man, that worldly you, and you do your best to live in the spirit, right? There's not really anything that they can do with somebody like you. You can't be bought, right? You can't be manipulated into believing something that you know not to be true, right? Why? Because you know your enemy. And Ecclesiastes 12:10 tells you never to trust them. It doesn't matter what they tell you, right? His words were smoother than oil, right? Slick like butter. But war was in his heart. They will never treat you fairly. They will never give you anything, all right? And if he does good, he does it unwillingly. There is always an ulterior motive. Let me go back. Okay, so look at here. You see that title. I'm not gonna click on it. You go click on it. All right. A quote unquote tourist allegedly involved in starting the fires, and we know. Yeah, we definitely know. And they are protesting. The people are out on the streets right now protesting. They want them out of their country. So it's only a matter of time before right here, maybe that's a part of how, that movie that in 2024 Civil War came out. Maybe that's a part of how that'll happen here. You'll have protests about getting rid of certain individuals or certain people groups, and then there's others that are on the side of the people group. Okay, and you'll have the split again of this nation. Who knows? All right, you never know how it goes. So there's that one. All right, so okay, let's finish here with the U.S. invasion. All right, because he is still talking about trying to get Greenland. All right. So real quick, let's go to Revelation 11 and 14. Because that third woe cometh quickly. All right, and then we'll read it. We'll get straight to the point here. the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So that second war, that world war, obviously, and okay, who you got the same characters, same on the first, second, and it will be the third, right? The least of the flock drawing them out on this third one here too. And I believe we've gotten the word woe before. Alas, woe. Okay. Now, we mentioned about getting, Revelation 6:3 about this, he's having given the power to take peace from the earth. Okay, and you're seeing it here. People can't just get along, but that is their legacy. This is the legacy. All right, E2 Brute, from Greek to Roman, right? Oh, they never get along. Every time, it is always infighting and betrayal. Again, in their very nature, in their very genetic makeup, it seems. All right, Senator Mark Warner, the Vice Chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, all right, echoes Murphy's concern. All right, annexation of Greenland would be the death knell. And if you've ever read Macbeth, the knell, I remember reading it, and that's like a solemn bell, but like in a funeral where you hear the bell, dong, dong. You hear that? That's a death, so like symbolizing a, read the book or look it up, whatever, it doesn't matter, but that's what it is. And it's seeming, all right, it's to symbolize, let me calm down, get a little excited. But the choice, why use death knell, right? To the choice of that is a huge flag, a trigger, something for you to look into. Why he would use that term, all right? The death knell for the NATO alliance, and usually it's okay. Why not? Why not? So it's in Shakespeare's Macbeth, but we can still get it. Okay, the sound of a bell, especially when rung solemnly for a death or a funeral, right? So you see, when that beast shall hate the whore and burn her with fire, okay? It's all coming together, man. Look at that. In real time. Okay, there we go. Greenland would be a death knell for NATO alliance, despite acknowledging the strategic benefits, right? And because on paper, or just if you could trust Babylon, it would be, or if there was to be some sort of mutual benefit to the people, I guess, then yeah. But they know that Babylon and the one whose look is more stout than his fellows is out of control, and you cannot trust a rabid dog that is out of control. Greenland is extraordinarily strategic, and we have the treaty with Denmark that gives us a right to virtually do anything we want in Greenland. So you got that, and then here we have Beijing slam. So he wants to use Russia and China as a boogeyman to take Greenland. Okay, so you have this. Let's see. What's up, buddy? And you have, there was another one that I cannot find. Oh, look at that. That's the one. All right, so EU needs to create a 100,000 strong standing army to make a military decision. Oh, to make military decisions independently of U.S. and NATO. All right, Defense Commissioner Andries Kubilius has said, all right, the bloc must pivot away from fragmented national armies to an integrated force. Look at that. All right, we need to go for a big bang in defense, the commissioner said. All right, so look at that, man. Look at that. Matthew 24 we'll get real quick. Oh, hopefully it still goes. Okay, and what did Yahushua answer them? For many shall come in my name, right? All right, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For a nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. All right, that is the beginning. They shall then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. All right, so somehow, some way, they're going to be able to shift the blame. Okay, and you're seeing it here even now, where you have these rich, filthy rich. So you can't even imagine the amount of money these people have, who are the true problem of the earth. But what do? They put Jake in the face. Their little $1,500 food stamp is the problem. Right. So you see, they're master manipulator, masters of propaganda and sleight of hand and shifting the blame. Right. So it's not so far-fetched to see how they will do that, how they will make that switch. Okay, and then I think that covers everything that we needed. I got all the scriptures, and you can read through 2nd Esdras 15 if you have not, and it talks about how the peace will be, we'll just get it real quick. We'll read a little bit through there, and then you read on your own, and then really that's gonna be the video. Second Esdras 15. Okay. Alright, I will hold my tongue no more. This is verse 8. Is touching the wickedness which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Alright. Okay, so we'll scroll. Alright. Looking at verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and the punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. And then it shows that till the ground shall mourn, for the sheep shall fail through the blasting and the hail and the fearful consolation. And you saw some of that happen, I think in 2023, where the grain kind of ran out. So now that's why you are experiencing, that's a part of the reason why we are all experiencing these undescribably elevated prices in food. Okay? Alright, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another. This is verse 15, and swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? You're going to see this martial law come into play. All of these things, right? Yahushua did say that what we see now will be the beginning of sorrows. And that is why I said things will get worse, exponentially worse. So it is imperative that you continuously be prayed up, repent, and do your best to remain in the Spirit. Do your best to do the things that are pleasing unto the Lord. You want your prayers to be heard. All right. So with that being said, Shalom.